serious? Are you actually serious, game? What did I die to? What did I die to? Game. June 10th, 2017. I'm chilling, and then boom, Anthem, a new IP by BioWare, just gets announced. From the get-go, the game had hype, and I mean insane levels of hype. Why? It's BioWare, the studio behind the legendary Mass Effect series. And then I saw the trailer. This trailer was an absolute masterpiece. A masterpiece. Literally, I pre-ordered it immediately. And then 2 years later, the demo released on January 25th, 2019. Now I'm all set to experience the 2019 Game of the Year. Now, imagine my surprise when I can't even load in. I tried for hours and hours and it doesn't work. At this point, the hype definitely got to me, and I was so frustrated that I contacted EA support for a refund. And because the game was that bad, like you couldn't even play the game, they gave refunds. In hindsight, I kinda overreacted. It just didn't load in at launch, which I mean, it happens, but they pissed me off so much with that launch, I was like, yeah, fuck this game. Moved on for about 6 years. Fast forward to January 10, 2026. I read an article saying Anthem is going down. For a bit of context, Anthem is a live service game that requires their game servers to function. There is no offline mode. EA announced they would be sunsetting the game after January 12, 2026. Then, Anthem will be gone forever. And in my head, a crazy idea came about. Since I never played through the game when I bought it at launch, why not complete the campaign before it shut down? The day before the shutdown. But the only issues were that I A, didn't have the game anymore because I got a refund, B, hadn't installed it because I didn't have the game in the first place, and C, had no experience playing the game prior to this and had to do all of that one day before the shutdown. And if I didn't get it in time, the servers would go down and I would lose the chance forever. Now in hindsight, this turned out to be a very interesting experience to say the least, but it's time to get started. So let's get to it. Buying the game. EA no longer sold the game for obvious reasons, so I had to buy a key for the game from some very sketchy sites. I had no clue whether the key would work or whether the site would nick my bank details, but it worked.
For legal reasons, that's a very well written joke.
Disclaimer, please do not use sketchy third-party key sites as they may not work or may take your card details and go on several spending sprees. 8 AM on the 11th of January, the day before the shutdown, I played the game properly for the first and the last time. For context, the main combat suits are called the Javelins, which are glorified Iron Man suits, and our main character is a new recruit, Freelancer. The main team consists of the main character, Faye, who is basically the UAV/comms and is called a Cypher, and Haluk, the dickhead. Now you may be asking, why is Haluk a dickhead? Now that is because, as we get jumped by a literal golem the size of Mount fucking Kilimanjaro, and which causes our entire squad to die, he somehow, and then Haluk somehow defeats it using his ultimate. Guess what? 2 more show up. And now Haluk decides he's him,
we push on,
and is about to solo both of them with no ultimate. And because of his stupidity, the main character and Faye were about to die in the first 5 minutes of the game. Somehow the main character forces him to retreat, and we survive the event. Now to recap on the main character's first day as a freelancer, he gets A, molested by wyverns, B, nearly his whole team dies and he gets jumped by tens of golems that are the size of Kilimanjaro, and C, his main mentor Haluk decides he's him and to solo all the golems, and bro is not him. Because of this man's stupidity, the whole team is dead, apart from the main character, Haluk somehow, and Faye. It's GG's bro, it's wraps already. Then we skip 2 years, and the main character is working as a freelancer with his new Cypher, Owen. We do our first mission and are given a task by some important boss lady to rescue some research. I also changed my Javelin to be Elemental. Now keep in mind, I am playing a game which is meant to be played with other people, and I'm doing it solo, on hard difficulty, so you can tell what's going to happen. Are you kidding me? I died to a fucking shit, I'm dead. Are you kidding me? Again? I knew it. There's too many of them, bro. Now, after we complete the mission, someone tells us a story where some dickheads, called the Dominion, just show up, destroy a city, create an insane storm full of mad shit, and leave. Now they are at the city where the main character is working. So we investigate and find the leader of the Dominion is still trying to do dumb shit. So we tell him to stop, like good Samaritans, and he gets angry. So angry, he sends people to kill us.
Till I put them in the ground, you'll be joining them.
Might need some therapy, boys, because the man overreacted. But we at the Panoramic Gaming YouTube channel are ultra gamers. So we kill his people and he runs away scared shitless.
He's gone. Save your breath.
Then we do some side quests and the big boss lady tells us to go find our old partners.
Well, I can think of others who survived the Heart of Rage that day, who never let it go, studied it.
Ugh, come on.
Faye and the dickhead. We meet them at some illegal black market where a self-proclaimed princess gives Haluk food poisoning.
Scorpion stinger, highly acidic. It's going to burn going down.
Food is life.
Which is definitely deserved. And the main character, who also wants some food poisoning for some dumb reason, eats whatever the hell that was as well.
I love Manticore.
And because the Dominions heard there was some food poisoning going around, they attack us because clearly they also want in on that food poisoning. Owen also tries to help us using a javelin.
Will do. What are you doing?
But he gets downed immediately, like Owen genuinely needs to get off the controls. Performs better literally doing nothing.
Move. You panicked. Your javelin locked up.
We meet Haluk again. He says how pissed he is when he was the dickhead trying to get us all killed and I saved his ass. But anyways, we then move on to the undoubtedly hardest quest in the entire game, and not in a good way. Now, you may be asking, why? Why is this quest so difficult? Is it because of a hard boss fight? Or fighting mobs en masse? No, it's because it's the longest quest in the game. When I struggled to complete this quest, I looked online to see what others were saying. And even back then, when the game came out, people struggled. Keep in mind, that's when people were actually playing the game somewhat. Now somehow, I had to do the hardest quest in the game, which nearly requires you to complete the objectives with other people. Let me show you what I mean. For one of the objectives, you have to get 3 revives in the game. Unfortunately, I literally couldn't find anyone to revive. There's barely anyone playing the game near the shutdown, and when I tried to ask the few number of players, they didn't even respond. My only vague hope was reviving AI javelins, but the chance was slim to none. I genuinely believe this single quest might stop my playthrough of Anthem. Luckily, somehow I completed this quest and moved on. But just to emphasize how difficult this quest was, so many people quit the game solely due to this quest. This quest took so long, but it only subtracted from the enjoyment of the main storyline. So this storyline would be better without the quest in the first place. So great quest, BioWare, 10 out of 10. After doing the hardest quest in the game, we got the clues to go find the Javelin of Dawn, which is basically a super Iron Man suit and is also super powerful. It can also go through that storm which the Dominions, the dickheads from earlier, released. We do several trials and die several times. No! I was just about to get it, bro! Oh, I fucking died. They are so close as well. But eventually we get the Javelin. JK, get baited, dumbass. Of course, our dick-headed Cypher, Owen, will take the Javelin. The same dumbass who I had to save because he's too shit at freelancing. And because of some plot armor, he gets away.
Owen, stop!
Don't worry though, because Karma comes back to bite him in the ass. Then we have to craft the special Iron Man armor arc reactor, because I don't fucking know, some game mechanics, and fit it onto our own Javelin. And after skipping through literal hours of gameplay, because it's just boring, we arrive at the most scuffed boss in the game and possibly in gaming history. But of course, just before Haluk pulls off some more bullshit, because why the fuck not? So Haluk is upset because guess what? He can't pilot his javelin. So what does he do? You guessed it, he goes back to the place where we got the Javelin of Dawn, and guess what happens next? That's right, Owen jumps his ass. Yeah, turns out even the Dominion didn't want his stupid ass, so he's going to fuck off somewhere else. But just before leaving, he also gives us the key to the Javelin arc reactor. But only after letting the Dominion jump her ass again. We fight off the Dominion and get to the final boss fight. Now I started the last mission at 11 PM on the 11th of January, meaning I only had 1 hour to go until server shutdown. Keep in mind I had switched to easy difficulty to speed up the process a couple of hours ago. I thought 1 hour was more than enough time for the boss fight. This would be a breeze, right? Right? Wrong. The game had given me the metaphorical middle finger, as this was the most scuffed boss fight I have ever seen. I'm not sure why this happened, but at the first stage of the boss fight, even after you kill the boss and he flies away, you literally must die. What?
Hurry!
Are you serious? Are you actually serious, game? What did I die to? What did I die to? Game. There is a final attack which nukes your health to oblivion, no matter where you are on the map. I spent a solid 30 minutes figuring this out, continuously dying to this attack, as there were no help guides for this issue on the internet. Now it turns out you have a 1 second window to exit the boss stage, otherwise your character will be nuked to oblivion. I figured this out in the nick of time, but after this time loss I thought I was cooked. But somehow I made it and just beat the boss 15 minutes before the server shut down. Now, at the time of this video, Anthem is unplayable. Unfortunately, you cannot install it and play the game even if you have purchased it. However, there is a sliver of hope. There have been instances where online only games have been made playable offline, but there would need to be that investment of time and money into Anthem by EA. This seems unlikely as it isn't generating much profits. A more hopeful option might be private servers, but from my understanding this is looking increasingly difficult if there is no help from EA, as players would need access to the code for Anthem on the server side to actually make private servers. I don't hold out much hope. Perhaps there is someone in EA who wants to see players in Anthem now and on to the future.